If you're someone who feels like you've survived too much, too much pain, too much loss, too much chaos, you probably feel a little out of sync with the world sometimes, right? It's like you're carrying this weight that nobody else can see. Well, what if I told you that feeling, it isn't a weakness at all? What if it's actually the sign of a really rare and profound strength? Let's get into it. This quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? There's a specific kind of calmness that only comes after you have lost everything, or fear that you might. It's this quiet stillness that, well, it can be a little unsettling if you don't get where it's coming from, but it's not numbness, and it's definitely not apathy. It is a calm that has been earned in the fire. And this really puts it into perspective. Think about it. On one side, you have fragile glass in a storm. It's shaking, it's rattling, it's about to break any second. But on the other side, you've got forged iron. Now, the storm is still raging, but the iron, it just sits still. It's anchored by the sheer weight of what it's already been through. And this brings us to a really crucial idea. We have to reframe this entire experience. What feels like you've been broken is actually an adaptation. The science suggests you haven't been broken at all. You've actually undergone a powerful transformation, almost like a biological upgrade that completely changes how you interact with the world. So this upgrade, it actually has a name, and there is real science behind it. In our first section, we're going to explore this concept called stress inoculation, and it explains how your brain can literally rewire itself when it's exposed to chaos. So what in the world is stress inoculation? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a vaccine for your nervous system. Seriously. Because you've been exposed to a truly major threat, and you survived it, your body has learned not to waste precious energy freaking out over stuff that isn't actually life or death. Your whole baseline for what counts as a crisis has permanently shifted. And you can really see the difference here. An average brain might totally spike into a full-blown fight-or-flight response over, say, a missed deadline at work. But the survivor's brain, it does this super fast mental check and just concludes, okay, this is not a real threat. And that allows you to keep what psychologists call executive control. That's your brain's CEO, the part that manages thoughts and emotions so you can hit your goals. Basically, it's the power to think clearly when pretty much everyone else is panicking. Okay, so that leads us to our second big idea. We hear the word resilience thrown around all the time, right? But this transformation, it goes a step beyond that. This isn't just about bouncing back and getting on your feet again. No, it's about becoming something more than you were before it all happened. So here's the key difference. We tend to think of resilience as bouncing back to where you were, kind of like a rubber band snapping back into its original shape. But post-traumatic growth, or PTG, that's all about bouncing forward. The experience actually reconstructs you into someone stronger, wiser, and honestly, just more profound. I absolutely love this metaphor. Kintsugi, it's this Japanese art of repairing broken pottery. But instead of hiding the cracks, they mend them with a lacquer that's mixed with powdered gold. The whole idea is that the piece is more beautiful and more valuable because it was broken. So your scars, your cracks, they are not defects. They are lines of gold, and they tell the story of your history and your strength. And this growth, it shows up in very real ways. It forges a deeper character, one that really understands the shades of gray in life. It creates this powerful gratitude for the simple things. A quiet morning, a good cup of coffee, because you know just how quickly it can all be taken away. And it gives you a kind of wisdom, a wisdom you could never learn from a book. It can only be earned. Our third section here explores the next outcome of this whole journey. Surviving too much gives you a permanent, invaluable gift, perspective. It's like having a built-in zoom out button for life that lets you see the bigger picture, almost instantly. And the direct result of this newfound perspective is a profound, and I mean profound, intolerance for trivial stuff. You just don't have the time or the energy for superficial gossip or minor complaints or drama that people invent for themselves. You've seen what a real problem looks like, and you know this isn't. And because you're not wasting all that energy on the small stuff, you become incredibly efficient at living. Your priorities become crystal clear. You focus on genuine human connection, on your own peace, and on the truth. Everything else is just noise. And this brings us to our fourth and maybe the most powerful trait that comes out of all this. Your own pain unlocks a kind of superpower, a high-frequency radar for the suffering of other people. This goes way beyond just sympathy, which is just feeling sorry for someone. This is something we can call empathy competence. It's the ability to truly, genuinely connect with another person's pain. You can see past the brave face they're putting on because you've worn one yourself. And this competence is what allows you to become a safe harbor for other people. Because you've been in the dark, you're not afraid of it. You don't feel that awkward need to rush in with cheap reassurances or try to fix them. You have this rare ability to just sit with someone in their pain, and that presence, that is an incredible gift. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. If you feel heavy today, if you feel the weight of everything you've carried, try to reframe it. That heaviness isn't just the weight of your scars, it's the weight of your armor. The big takeaway here is this. You are not damaged goods. You are not broken. You are a survivor who has been put through the most rigorous tests you can imagine. And you've been verified. You have a quiet, steady strength that, frankly, the world desperately needs. And that brings me to my final question for you to think about. Do you recognize yourself in any of this? Do you feel this calm in the chaos? If you do, I just want you to know that you are not alone. And that strength you have is both incredibly rare and very, very real.